Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a detailed video on how to make Lippan art. So first thing we need is a cardboard cut out into a circle of radius 15 centimeters. Now we're going to cover the edges of this cardboard with some paper tape so that these edges won't be visible. Now we're going to draw the framework for our pattern, for our design. So what I'm doing is I'm drawing some concentric circles. Now you can find Lippan art kits online in which the design will already be made on the cardboard. You won't have to make it, or you can just make your own design on a piece of cardboard, whatever you like. Now the design is not a difficult part. You just have to draw petals and semicircles and lines and whatever you like, or you can just copy the design I have made. Our design is ready. Now we're going to start with our clay molding part. So this is Fevicryl molded clay. It comes in two parts, a resin and a hardener, and we have to mix both of them in equal quantities. This is a plastic platform for clay molding and some talcum powder. Talcum powder because so that the clay won't stick to our hands. So what we have to do is just make fine threads, not fine, just threads out of the clay and lay them on the whole of our design. Now one thing you might want to take care of is that do not mix the whole packet of resin and hardener at once, because although this clay takes almost an hour to dry, but still that time will be less if you'll mix the whole clay and it will just dry out before molding. So just mix half at once, don't mix the whole packet. Now I'm using a toothpick and an old nail file as clay tools. You try to make the threads as uniform as possible, and this process is going to take time. It will not be as quick as it seems. When I first saw Lippan art in YouTube shorts, so I thought that it was a piece of cake, but when I started myself, I realized that it is a time-taking process and it requires patience and dedication. It's not that easy, but just enjoy the process, and that is the purpose of art, right? So now in this last part, this one's actually my favorite. Just make a thread and swirl it like this. This looks really good. So after we're done with our clay molding, we need to let the clay and the Fevicol dry out completely before we start with the next step, that is painting this whole piece in white acrylic paint. This step is done. Now what we need to take care of in this step is that we cover this piece entirely with white paint, all the crevices, all the pockets. Make sure you cover all of them. Apply a generous amount of paint. Now for our coloring part, what we have to do is select a good color combination of 3 to 4 bright colors, and just try not to get paint on the clay molded part, the part that we made with clay, because we want to keep that highlighted. We do not want paint on that. But don't worry if you get paint on that, because after we're done with our colors, we will apply an additional layer of white paint on the clayed parts to highlight them. So do not worry if you get paint on them. This process will also take time, so be patient. Also, you can see that how I'm pushing the paint into the crevices with the paintbrush. Also, do use water in between, because we're painting on cardboard and it absorbs a lot of water, so the paintbrush will get dry at times. So you might want to use some water. You can see how I'm painting. Now after we're done with painting, before starting applying the mirrors, one thing we need to take care of is that we need to let this paint dry out completely. Now this is almost done. Now we're going to highlight the clay with some white acrylic paint. You can see I'm only putting paint wherever I got the colors on the clay, not everywhere. So this is done. Now we're going to start applying our mirrors. So this is supposed to be freestyle, just take care of symmetry, and the design should be uniform. It should be symmetrical. Now this one was my personal favorite part. Apply a generous amount of glue and do press the mirror firmly so that it will stick well. Now we're almost done, just one last step is remaining, which is dot painting. So as a dotting tool, I'm using the back of a paintbrush. And in a household, you can just find so many things which can be used as dotting tools. So yeah, particular dotting tool was also not required. Just apply big and small dots wherever you can find empty spaces. This just adds so much more, beauty to the piece. Now you can see how beautiful this is looking. It's just so amazing. You can hang it on a wall or you can keep it inside your showcase. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know how your pieces turned out and subscribe for more such videos. Bye.